Hello, class. So, congratulations. This is the very, very last step, and I promise not to take up too much of your time. I just wanted to reiterate some things as you leave Comp 1 and go beyond Comp 1, whether that be Comp 2 or whatever that might be. Just some things to remember and some takeaways in general from the whole experience of Comp 1. So, just as you're leaving, just remember that Comp 1 we focus on general writing, okay, and general writing stages, the process of producing good writing, that it takes time, that it's a journey. So hopefully you realize that at the end of this class. Also, sort of to understand the steps that you would take. So you get into another class, you get a writing assignment. The first step, once you get that writing assignment, should be topic generation or brainstorming. Just make a list of some things that stick out right in your head. Choose one thing that connects most with you, then go with that. Create a prompt, something that you feel you can respond to freely, because that generates free writing. Uh, Free writing is a rough draft, it's a start. You don't think about grammar, you don't think about editing, you don't think about any of that. And you do that just to generate some writing and get some stuff on paper. This helps you understand what you already know about this topic that you've chosen, what you would like to know more about, how you feel about it, all that stuff. It just gets it all out in the open, gets you started. Once you have that, then you can kind of focus on a couple of things that you seem to, a couple of nuggets, I would say, that seem to maybe stick out to you as being good parts, because you probably won't use most of your rough draft. You may have figured that out through this class, which hopefully you did. But you might use a part of it, something that really stands out. Whether that's an idea, whether that's a thought, that's an argument, whatever, one sentence, two sentences, or whatever it might be, take that and then try to formulate a thesis statement, a direct claim, a direct position. This helps give your uh, project direction. All right, that's why I call it setting your GPS, because now you have some direction and you know where you're going with this, as will your reader, right? And from then you will use your thesis statement as a tool for organization, to organize your paper according to that. And then the final step is editing and looking for grammar and spelling and MLA formatting and make sure it all looks right and pretty. That is the final step, which is what we've been doing these final weeks. So just wanted to reiterate that the writing process is very important, and it's important that you do that. It's also collaborative. It's okay and acceptable and even encouraged to have a peer look at your work, to also check in with someone who's more skilled in the area of writing. So composition is practice at that, because you're turning stuff into an instructor. Well, similarly, when you get out on your own and you're doing projects, sit with a tutor, okay? Sit with someone that you trust, that you know is very skilled at writing, to help you along the way. That's perfectly normal. The best writers in the world do that. Everybody does that. So writing is very collaborative, and if you don't take your writing through these steps, it's going to suffer. It just will. That's just the way it is, and it's not because you're a bad writer. It's just because you haven't taken it through the steps. So I just wanted to reiterate that as you're leaving. The other thing is, just remember that different writing scenarios will have a different approach to it. Whatever your assignment might be, or whatever task that you're asked to do, be it at work or wherever, remember that different strategies go for different scenarios. So it depends on who your audience is, what the purpose is, who your readers are going to be. How will this message or content be delivered? All of those things have to do with, that's the rhetorical situation. That's how am I to approach this, right? Last couple things. Just remember, I think that it would be very beneficial for you to save some of the material. So it would be a good idea maybe to save the blueprints in our units. Those are sort of outlines for the expectations for different kinds of assignments that you'll get, analysis, argument, so on and so on. So it might be very beneficial for you to download or copy and paste, however you want to do that, but save that material. I think that would be a very good thing for you to do. Um, The other thing is if those of you who are going on to Comp 2, you may be asked to eventually in Comp 2 produce what's called an annotated bibliography. Don't let that freak you out. That is a fancy word for what we did in the list of sources assignment in Unit 3. Essentially, it's just the same. It's exactly the same, in fact. So don't let that freak you out. But that's what an annotated bibliography is. And also a works cited page. That's what will be expected in Comp 2, what will be asked of you in Comp 2. That's directly related to the list of sources. What we did there is we practiced that. The only difference is you would take out the description underneath your source and just leave the entry for what the source is in a works cited page. And then it's sorry, excuse me, I'm getting tongue tied. It's alphabetical order list of entries. So the works cited page will be, which we have not done in this class, okay, but we've been practicing those kinds of things. So the works cited page would be like you take your list of sources and you just remove the descriptions and alphabetize your entries according to the author's last name. That's essentially it. I mean, there's a little more to it than that as far as how you format the page, but that's pretty much it. So if you're going on to Comp 2, just remember that we've already practiced that. I just didn't call it that because I didn't want to scare any of you off from doing the work, and so we took baby steps with that. Um, that's essentially all. I just wanted to make sure that you guys understood. Please don't forget to take the survey down below. It's about 10 questions, and it's just a place for you to be honest with me and give me some feedback. I'm always looking for ways to improve the course, so I appreciate your feedback. I do ask that you be respectful. Don't be too mean, but I do want honesty. It's 100% anonymous, and so it wouldn't take you more than 5 minutes probably. And that's the last step of this class, and congratulations.